Hello, everybody. My name is Andy. I'm from Business Academy Aarhus Communications Department. Thank you for joining us for the event study at Business Academy Aarhus. Unfortunately, we had some sound issues with some of the recording, so I've saved the best bits with the ambassadors for you. Please have a look. I've timestamped it in the description below. And as always, you can contact the ambassadors at this link up here if you want to chat with them in the future. So have a look. Thanks for joining us, and hope to see you at the Academy very soon. See you later.
So, I'm gonna say something about the program I was studying. It's a financial management and services. It's a bachelor program which lasts 3.5 years on the academy. But firstly, I'm gonna tell you something about myself. I'm from Zagreb, Croatia, and I'm living in Denmark since 2017. I also learned Danish in that time, and I'm speaking as well Croatian, English, Latin, Greek, and Italian. And yeah, I love animals, music, and financial risk management. What I'm gonna mention a bit later on, and yeah, yesterday I graduated from this program. And what I can say, I decided to study financial management because I have a huge passion for finance and law. In Croatia, I was studying law in Zagreb, and I decided and realized that I cannot understand business without understanding both finance and law, and that was my starting point why I even joined academy and this program because I want to combine both of these fields in my career, and I'm gonna tell you how this helped me later, actually on a fifth semester to get my internship in Denmark in one of the IT companies in Aarhus, and a bit about program. Um, there are some entry requirements which are really important to mention. Of course, there should be, you need to go through the English test and you need to have specific level of points. Depends on which test you want to go. There is also specific requirements, but you can always check these requirements on Business Academy Aarhus website. And there is also requirements for mathematics and economics. Depends. That means that in your high school as well as English, you need to have a Danish level B, and you need to have specific hours, which is 250 hours in at least 3 years. Depends. It can be 3 to 4 years. Depends on your high school. Um, However, I would like to mention our course curriculum, which means that in the beginning of my program, we are dealing mostly with business economy, and there's also business understanding. And then there's both sales one and sales two, which are dealing with private and business customers. We have some project management. We also have macro and microeconomics, financial accounting, strategic management, management accounting. And then on a sixth semester, you can choose either you want to go to master degree at Aarhus University, or you just don't want to proceed with master program. And if you want to go for master, then you can take investments and statistics, and then you will have some um, sort of a direct entry into Aarhus University. However, you still need to fill your application for the university, but you don't need to go and take any additional subjects. But if you decide not to go for a master degree later on, then you will have some really interesting subjects as accounting analysis, also teams, and similar. So it's gonna be without investments and statistics. I can say that from my point of view now, uh, curriculum is really well built because it really helped me to also get insight in finance, but as well in sales, in project management. And what I can see by working in a financial department of the company, it's really important that you know how to deal with customers. Not only that you have insight in finance and that you are really good in accounting, for example, and economy. It's also important that you know how to deal because all of the companies are mostly dealing with customers, and it's really important that you know how to deal with customers, especially when you are sending invoices and similar. And this is how I get my internship as I already said, in IT company in Aarhus. It was a 6 months internship, and I get a lot of insights specifically in accounting and finance, especially business economy, also financial accounting, because I was dealing directly with the clients, not only Danish clients, but the whole Scandinavia, US, Dutch market, and UK. And I can say that academy gave me a really, really good background when it comes to knowledge, but also when it comes to practical knowledge and theory, when it comes to finance and specifically finance, but then also the other areas related to finance. And also, Academy, as Andy already said, is really known for its unique teaching experience, which means that we are only 30, around 30 in classrooms, sometimes even less. And it's really good that you can ask questions to teachers, so whatever you want to know. And if you don't understand something, you can always ask teacher to explain that more in details. Also, if you're interested in something a bit more, you can ask your teacher to recommend you maybe some literature you can read, or maybe to go to some workshops and similar, so you can learn that a bit in details. What I specifically like about this teaching experience is that we are dealing with real life cases. It means that you will have some case about firm, and it's based on a real situation, what happened in a company. And then we need to find a solution related to the topic we are dealing with. For example, from strategic management, we were building a case about the company for 3 months, and we actually went through the all financial, let's say, all financial parts of the company and all strategic parts. So if you're interested in that, I think this program would be really, really great for you. And also, what I can say about career options later, all my colleagues and classmates, we found a career in some financial departments. So mostly we find, for example, in financial accounting, we are dealing with that. Investments, a lot of people end up in investments later on, and investment companies in Denmark, which is also great, because this program is giving you a great basis to start with investments. And also you can start to deal with the risk management, accounting in general. It depends. So if you are interested in finance and accounting, I can definitely say that yes, this program is giving you a great basis for that. And it's specifically visible when you start your internship, how much you actually learn and how much all these cases can help you. um, and yes, that would be mostly from me. And if you have any questions, please feel free to drop them in a chat. I will be really happy to answer them. And also, if you want to talk later, please contact me on the Unibody platform. I will be as well really happy to answer. Me and my colleague Brigitte, who is going to take that when I will be done with this program. And however, you can ask your questions and whatever you're interested in. Also, about more about our students' experience, we are really happy to share that if you are interested in that. And I'm gonna hand this over to another ambassador. And thank you very much for looking at my presentation and listening.
So hello guys, I'm Bilyana from Bulgaria, and I'm currently studying in my fourth semester of multimedia design program. It's AP program, academic professional, and I'm also planning to continue my education with the top-up program, but I will tell you a bit more later. And I want to share some few reasons why I actually chose to study here in Denmark, abroad in general, and especially multimedia design. So I consider myself as a creative person, but I don't have, in the beginning, I didn't have that much knowledge about different creative programs and also methods. So I thought that when I read the curriculum of multimedia design, I thought that it's a really good program where I can learn a lot. And to be completely honest with you, for such a short time, which is only 2 years, you really learn a lot. For example, you also develop coding skills that for me it was unbelievable that I'll be able to build a website, and believe me, it's true, it's possible. Um, I remember when I came 2 years ago, it was a really warm welcome from the side of the academy. We had a lot of welcoming activities, also buddy programs, social and sightseeing events. Um, Something that it's a really good opportunity when you actually go abroad to study is that it's very exciting, first of all, when you're international and when you go out of your comfort zone of your home country. So this is a good opportunity that you actually learn a lot about new environment, new culture, new traditions, and also you meet a lot of new people, and you build friendships that can last a lifetime. And I think this is something really valuable because this is a life experience that it's very precious. And something else, I just want to say a few words about Aarhus, and you already did, but I was very fascinated about the city and especially about the culture. Here you can find one of the biggest museums of contemporary art in the whole Scandinavia, and it's really amazing thing. So and it's not only this; there are many museums and many parks. It's very green in Aarhus, and I believe that you have really a good time here. And from a professional side, I think that choosing to study multimedia design can bring you a lot of opportunities for a job. Holding a degree in this field can really help you land your dream job, simply because it's very practical education, and you gain a lot of practical experience and skills. So now I want to tell a little bit more about the requirements. Just a second. Yes. When I was applying in multimedia design, I researched and I also spoke with ambassadors at that time. And the feedback that I received is that it's really important to write a good motivational letter, and just to say why you actually want to study multimedia design. What is your motivations, your goals in life, and why, if you have any, for example, skills, it's very good to mention them. And something also very important is to provide reference from some of your teachers that are saying a few words about you and who you are and how you perform in class. Um, Other than that, probably you all know about the requirements about the English test that you need to provide, about the math, and you can also have a look in the website, and you can check more about the specific requirements, or you can just write me in the Unibody chat as well. So a little bit more in depth about the program and what are actually the benefits of studying multimedia design. So first of all, you gain a lot of hands-on experience, and coming from Eastern Europe, I can't even compare because the education here is so different from what I used to have back in my country. Here, the theory that we are learning in class is just enough amount that you need in order to complete your project, and it's not overwhelming at all. but on another hand, it's very important. So there is a very good balance between theory and practice, and most of all, you apply this theory, and you have a lot of projects throughout the whole education. Um, Something important is that we have small classes, and during the semester you can have, for example, between 3, 4, or 5 projects, and you also have an exam at the end of the semester, and the lectures are usually till 2 o'clock, and then you have sometimes assignments that you do for the next day, or you're working on case studies. And something very interesting about the program is that um, our teachers sometimes give us creative assignments. For example, we need to prepare ourselves. We can pick up a topic that we are interested in, and we can prepare a presentation, and we can just share with the class what we learned, because the teachers encouraged us to learn and to develop, and to go beyond what we already are taught in class, which is something really good. And let's talk about the teachers, because I think this is the thing that it's so different if you compare to another countries and the education in another countries. So there is a really good connection between the students and the teachers, and I can say that for these 2 years I felt like they're friends, and they really want to lift you up and to give you the best that they know, in order to help you to be the best as well. So they're very helpful and very friendly, and they always try to encourage you, to give you a relevant feedback, and to navigate you through the whole process. But they don't give you already answers. They try to make you to reach out by your own to these answers. And something else which is different from my country is that we have a lot of teamwork, and most of the projects are team group based. So we work in teams, and this is something very interesting, because in one team you can have people from different backgrounds and people with different skills. And that's important, because you don't need to be an expert in all the areas. You can simply distribute the tasks, and one can, for example, focus on the design, the other person can focus on coding, and then with the joyful efforts of the team, you can actually provide a really good result. Um, I already said about the coding that I didn't believe that I'll be able to build a website. So one of the skills that you are going to have throughout the studies is that you will be familiar with programs such as HTML, CSS, also a bit of JavaScript. And I think this is very important, because um, it's a plus when you are actually applying for internship or for a job, not only to be focused and specialized in one field, for example, graphic design, but to have a more broader set of skills. And it's not only about the professional skills. You also learn a lot of life skills, such as working in a team, to be curious, also to be open-minded, and to be able to listen to the ideas of the other people. So I think this is a very important quality that can actually open the door to a really good internship. Because in many companies, they want the people to be passionate and to want to learn and to develop, and also to be able to communicate with the other team members and to be able to work in a team. And this is what the academy actually teaches us, to work in a team and to communicate with each other, and to be able to express our ideas in a good way. I left the internship at the end of my presentation because I think this is one of the jewels of the whole study, that you have opportunity to have an internship in a real company with a real setup, and you learn a lot, and also you feel prepared to have your internship, because as I said, we have a lot of group projects, and we work also with real clients for some of them. So when you actually begin your internship, you already feel confident that actually you can contribute to the company, that actually you can apply your skills, and at the same time, of course, learn more. And I think this is a very good opportunity, and you learn a lot for 10 weeks, which is the duration of the internship. Of course, it could be longer, but you learn really a lot. And yeah, something about my future um, ideas about my education is that I'm planning to continue and to study, to apply for a top-up program in order to complete and to have a bachelor degree at the end, and also to, after you graduate in AP multimedia design, actually you're ready to find a job. And even before you can find, of course, if you have skills and if you're qualified. But I believe in myself that actually it's easy right now to find a student job in the field that I'm studying. And like last words to you guys, I want to say that be brave and step out of your comfort zone and come to Denmark, and just of course research before, but it's really good education, and you're going to learn a lot, and this will be very helpful for your future. So I hope to see you at the academy, and if you have any questions, you can write me in the Unibody chat. Thank you.
Hi guys, I'm Alice and I'll tell you about my program. So a little bit about me. My name's Alice, I'm 20 years old. I came to Denmark right after high school and I come from Riga in Latvia. And a little bit why I chose this program in particular in Denmark. I became very fond of biology and chemistry just at the end of high school. And my sister lives in Denmark, so she was studying here too. So it just seemed like the right option for me to just come to Denmark and choose this program. And to be honest, I can honestly say that this is the best decision I've made this far in my life. And mostly I want to talk about the teaching style of the academy, especially in my program. So the first thing is we always work in groups and we have different modules, for example, microbiology, biotechnology, chemical technology, just everything you can possibly imagine. And half of our time spent in school is spent in the laboratory doing practical stuff. Here's a little video that's from the microbiology lab. That's how my day-to-day life looks like. And it's never boring because every day you go up there, of course, you're going to mess something up. Something's going to work out great. But I think that's the most fun part of it. And as you move on throughout your studies, I would say after second semester, your work becomes way more independent. In this video, you can see that's just me, myself, and I in the laboratory because everyone left me. And that's the thing, you become more independent with your work and you focus on your stuff. And the teachers are more there for critical questions, not all the time there. So, for example, in the first semester, we started with very easy projects, meaning getting to know different apparatus and different methods how to work. And the teachers would always be there, constantly looking over our shoulder, because it is a little dangerous in the laboratory. And also at the time, the third semester would help us with the work. But in this third semester, which was in December, we had a project in a group where we just got the topic and we had to work in a laboratory for a month. And you had to plan all of your own stuff. You had to plan your time. You had to plan your procedure, what you're going to do. You had to order all of your own materials and reagents that you would use. So you become very, very independent and you have the knowledge to actually work in the laboratory sufficiently. And that's also why we have an internship, which is a year long, because you need to be fully prepared after finishing the AP degree to work in a laboratory and do all the safety precautions and work by yourself. So that's why we have an internship for a year, and I'm going to start it next week. And I hope it's going to go great. But I do feel prepared even after just 3 semesters of my studies in the academy. And what was really, really important for me and what made me excited to go to school was my teachers. In that picture, you can see our teacher, Christina, made us cupcakes in the first month to make us feel more welcome. And first of all, they're extremely smart and passionate about what they do. So it's never boring. It's never boring classes. They're going to explain it to you and you're going to be excited to learn it. And I come from Latvia, and the teacher student relationship is extremely formal. But here in Denmark, the teacher feels like your friend. You're never scared to ask any questions. You're never, you just, you feel so welcomed and so happy to be there. And they answer everything and they're there to help you. And they try to push you as far as they can so you learn the most out of it. And what I wanted to say in the sense of the COVID situation going on, we did have theory lessons online, but just because we need the practical work, we can't go without it. We were allowed to go to school, which was very exciting because I didn't have to sit at home every single day. I could still go to the laboratory and finish my studies. And I think it's going to be the same this year if the restrictions don't ease down, that this program, you can still go to school and finish your education in time. And just a tiny bit about the entry requirements. You need 125 hours of math and 75 hours of chemistry in the last 3 years of your high school. And as my previous colleagues mentioned, the English hours and the English test results, of course. But you can find more about the admission requirements in the website. And then a little bit about my plans after graduating with this program. Of course, you can go work in a company right after. You're fully equipped to do that. But I plan to finish my top-up degree in the academy in the chemical and biotechnical technology. And then as I will have a bachelor's in biological and chemical field, I plan to move on to forensic science. And I think that's what's really awesome about this program is you have the basis. If you want to go to master's, you have the basis to go almost anywhere that includes biology and chemistry because you're fully equipped and you have the knowledge. And yes, thank you for listening. And if you have any questions, please let me know. And we're going to be answering them in the meantime. Thank you.
Okay, so hi everyone. I'm Anastasia. I am 26 years old. I'm from Greece, and one thing that really makes me passionate about what I do here at Business Academy Aarhus is my obsession with advertising and clever ads. This is what I really love, and everybody that knows me knows that as well. And this is why I decided to pursue that path over here. I'm currently doing my internship here in Aarhus. It's my 4th semester in marketing management. And I'm a marketing intern for an online clothing store. And I'm actually doing some coordination of marketing initiatives on social media and for the company in general on Google and their website. I'm also doing some market research, and I'm responsible for the daily maintenance of the e-shop. These are just some of the tasks that I have taken up for this semester. So, as you may understood, I am a student in the AP degree in marketing management here at Business Academy Aarhus. And of course, everyone has their own story about how they pursued their dream path. Well, mine was definitely marketing, and I fell in love with it while I was employed in an advertising agency back in my home country. I was actually there for secretary work, just some assistance stuff, but I had great potential in marketing, and I really showed that. My boss realized, and so he gave me a chance. This is why I decided to search for relevant degrees abroad, because Greece does not really offer any amazing chances on that. And so my only criteria was a short-term degree somewhere abroad. Degree here in Aarhus, and the reason why I chose the Business Academy as my very first option, among others, was the fact that it has a fully international environment. You will just move around in the Business Academy, in the facilities, and you will bump into international students all the time. Of course, the Academy does have the Danish programs as well, but you will never feel left out. You are always accepted. Everybody speaks English fluently, even the Danish people that claim they do not speak any English at all. You will always have the chance to have a chat with somebody in the facilities just in English, as well as around in the city of Aarhus. Of course, another reason why I chose the Business Academy Aarhus was the curriculum of the Marketing Management AP degree itself, as it contains too many different courses. You have a variety of subjects that you're taught, and you always feel like you have to learn more and more each time you go into class. And of course, last but not least, Aarhus itself is just an amazing city to live in as a student. It's 100% student friendly. It offers anything that you might think about, from amazing coffee stores. Danish people love coffee. I do as well. So that was amazing. Amazing places to wander around in the city. The harbor during summer, if you have the chance, that you will have the chance to be here in summer, you'll be able to just go swimming and I don't know, go away into nature. It has forests everywhere. It's just an amazing city to live in. About the marketing management degree itself, what really excites me is the fact that it's not just theory, it's practice above everything. I'd say that it's 20% theory and 80% practice. You get to work with real life cases. You get to deal with real situations that would happen if you were employed in a company or you were working within a marketing team. You're always involved with real companies, real customers. Of course, you are taught various subjects as international marketing, economics, business law. Of course, you do have the option for the electives during the third semester, which is actually a very great opportunity for you guys to differentiate yourself and just pick the path that you like the most. And finally, don't forget that Denmark and the world in general has numerous job vacancies for marketing graduates. So I would say that marketing management as a degree is just an amazing option for you. And I would like to just finish my presentation talking a bit about my future. Well, my very first thought when I came to Denmark was, okay, I need something short term to just be finished quite soon and get into straight after that into the job market. And this is actually what I'm going to do. I will postpone my top up for a while at Business Academy. I will definitely apply for that, but not at the moment, because I really want to go into the job market. I feel quite ready for that. And my internship at the moment told me that I am ready to apply everything I've learned into practice. So I would definitely like to integrate into the job market as soon as possible. And that's actually what I intend to do. Guys, you're always welcome to text me on the Unibody platform. Just ask any questions about studying, living in Denmark, about the AP degree, the marketing management, anything you might want to know, and I'll be there for you within 24 hours. So yes, that was all for me.
Hello and welcome. I'm presenting IT technology. I picked IT technology because I'm extremely passionate. Basically, a life. Personally, I've lived a life where I've been surrounded by IT my entire life. My dad works in it, and I decided I wanted to learn about it because I've seen the way in which it can impact people. I chose this course specifically because I knew a lot about the differences between traditional education and the education offered by the Business Academy. And the difference is, of course, and we've heard it before and we'll hear it again, it's the fact that you actually get to do things, that you actually get to take projects and do projects. You get to take a problem from real life and solve it. And that was something that I really felt would motivate me to complete my projects, learn the theory. And so far, it has been. I'll give you an example, talking about the teaching style, is on our first term. In fact, I'll give you one from our most recent term. On the end of our second term, we were given an option to pick between 3 different problems that we had to solve. So that was basically like helping old people with tracking their movements over time, or tracking the humidity or temperature of a room. And then we got to take these issues and then solve it using technological solutions. And if you look behind the photo, that's the photo of our end project that me and Petra actually did at the end of this term. I hope to use this education that I'm getting to hopefully further study as well. But I'm hoping to use this as a springboard into possibly another education, or to maybe just work in a startup of some kind. I'm very passionate about using technology to solve problems in our world, and I would hate to waste such a good education on just sitting around in an office job that might not be the best. Which leads me on to my next point, which is about the unique selling points. I'll just skip over unique selling points of the academy. And something that I love so much about the academy is the fact that it's not all just about the education. I know some people were asking earlier about what extracurriculars there are, and this is basically what it is. They have talent programs. For instance, I was a part of Excellent Teams, which is the photo you see on side, and that's an opportunity where you have multidisciplinary teams, so people from every different course, they come together and they get to, again, take issues and learn about how to work together in a team of people who have completely different knowledge bases. So, for instance, the person you see me sat with is called Dia. She's a Danish girl, and she studies something about social, I forget the name, it's a Danish one. It's like a communication management of some kind, about like, it's a Danish course. But I got to work with her. And because I come from my background of IT and she comes from her background, and I think that was a really, really powerful thing to do. Obviously, the school, something that I really love about the school is this lab we have called Create. As someone who studies IT, it means that it gives me the opportunity to go outside of class and still learn more about IT. It's basically a lab which has we have access to 3D printers, VR technology, to other basically anything that you're interested in around this idea of creation, you can talk to the teachers and get it put into this lab. It's open every single day after school, and you can even help run it as part. And so I think that's one thing that if you're interested in IT technology, you won't just be coming here to study IT technology, but you'll also be coming here in an environment of other people who are passionate about IT, which I think is fantastic. Leading on to that, about environments, we have Grow. Grow is a startup lab we have at the school. And I mentioned this purely because from my background, I'm studying IT because I want to work with business and I want to work making businesses. And I know that this Grow lab we have it's a startup lab where you can go in, you get advice about starting a business in Denmark, you get advice about accounting in Denmark, you get basically a structure and a collaboration with a lot of other like-minded people, which allows you to grow yourself and learn about IT, learn about startups. Going back again to the teaching style, because when it comes to IT, it is the most important thing. It is fantastic to be able to take problems and work in teams of people and learn. I cannot say that enough times, purely because for me, professional classroom work, I would not be able to sit down and study from textbooks day in, day out, because it will just not motivate me at all. But I do know that because of getting opportunities, like in my first term where we got given a RoboCar project, where every single lesson that we had throughout the term, we knew was going to be building up to finishing off with the RoboCar, meant that I actually enjoyed what I was doing because I knew it had a purpose and a structure and a reason. Anything else? Yes. One thing that I love about studying in Aarhus is Aarhus in general. And again, it's been talked about before, but I'm going to talk about it again because I don't think you will understand how amazing it is until you actually get here and get to live here for yourself. As a international, I come from England personally myself, but I have lived in Denmark for the last 3 years, and I've only been studying at the academy for 1 year. I can safely say that in all of Denmark, in all the places that I've traveled to, Aarhus is my favorite town. In fact, it's probably my favorite town in all the world, in all the places I've been. It has literally, I know it's got everything. It's just got everything. Like, I personally love doing stand-up. I started doing stand-up just in Aarhus because there was an opportunity to do it. I do music, and there's places to go out and play music. There's every places to go with your friends. There's sport. There's the beaches and the forest, and just the town is gorgeous. If you're into architecture or just into walking around looking at nice things, you cannot go wrong with Aarhus. And somehow, despite all that, the prices for living here are not that bad. Like, you can find a place 10 minutes, 5 minutes away from the center of town, a decent price, share it with people, and it's all achievable. I know someone asked me on the IT technology chat about whether it's difficult to find a place to live if you want to study, and it's not overly difficult. And there's a housing promise in Aarhus, so if you get your results late maybe and you're not sure if you'll be able to find accommodation time, you will find school. If you're having issues, message every single Facebook you can, and you'll figure it out. I think that's pretty much it for why I study it, and I think that's pretty much it for all the unique selling points. But if you guys have any more questions about more specifics about anything, or if you just want to hear about what it's like living in Aarhus, you can get in contact with me on the UniBuddy chat or my Instagram or TikTok or anything. All of it's an option. And I'll probably be hanging around. I'll be hanging around as well, just to chat with anyone that wants to chat.
I'm pretty sure that I started off with why I want to go to Denmark, why I chose Denmark instead of any other country, and why I'm studying abroad, not back home. And then I explained why I chose the exact program, which was that I love chemistry and biology and what I want to do further in my life. And I think that those were the main points. And also I did tell about who I am as a person and how I motivate myself, and that I would be a great student. Those were my main points.
I'd say definitely include anything that's an example of something you've been doing in the past that's relevant to the course you're going to study. Say something that I'm passionate about this course, and this is evidenced by the fact that I've been doing this for 3 months, I've been doing this for a certain number of time, because it's then showing them that it's not just a course you're applying for, it's a life you're already trying to live, if that makes sense.
Yes, I can always add that it's important that you also show to the academy that you wanna do that in like that it's gonna be your career, and that you actually have a vision how you're gonna use your education and knowledge and experience you're gonna get at the academy further on. So, for example, you can always explain in your motivational letter your future plans, as Robert already said. So yes, I think it's great to show that passion on the way that you are actually telling them where you can see yourself in the future and how to use that education in the future. So they know that there is a lot of passion behind this application.
I think some people mentioned about they were worried about getting jobs in Denmark if they couldn't speak Danish, or anything about that, or maybe about how much it costs to learn Danish. I would say that you don't have to worry about speaking Danish to get jobs or to get friends. You can definitely find jobs without speaking Danish, and you can definitely make Danish friends without speaking Danish. However, it's not a bad idea to learn Danish and learn Danish as quick as possible, because it will help you get jobs later on if you can speak a little bit of Danish. And it will also help you integrate into certain aspects of Danish society if at least you can understand the Danish conversation. Speaking as someone who's went from not speaking any Danish at all to now speaking fluent Danish, I can definitely see a difference in the kind of jobs that I can apply for and the kind of friendships that I'm able to have just because I can speak Danish. But it's not a barrier at all. So if you're worried about it, don't worry. You can definitely come here and live a life just speaking English.
Yes, of course. We shouldn't forget the fact that the Academy offers free lessons of Danish to international students. So that is a big plus for everyone that is interested in learning the language. And as Rob mentioned, it's so important to just, to be able to understand a few words from a conversation. And I can definitely say that this is true, because now I'm doing my internship, as I mentioned, and it's really hard, to keep up with my colleagues if I'm not able to understand what they're speaking. Even during lunch, for example, I'm not able to participate. So it always has to be in English instead. So I would say, totally go for Danish. Yeah.
When I studied high school, I actually studied in a literature class, so I had nothing to do with chemistry and biology. Of course, I had a few lessons every week, but it was not specific. I did not specifically study that. And I went to the academy, and I was actually completely fine because they start off with the basics. They're not teaching you something magnificent in the first month or the first week. Uh, the only thing that maybe was difficult was just switching from the chemistry that you learned in your language to the English, but you also get used to that very quickly. So I would say if you have a high school education and you study chemistry or biology for even a little bit, you're gonna do just fine.
You shouldn't worry too much about it. They kind of just work you as if you're starting from the base level. I know some people who didn't know anything about programming or networking before we came in, and then they ended up being just the same level as everyone else. So long as you follow through with the classes and do the work that they set you, you'll be absolutely fine.
So actually, in my case, I came 1 year earlier in order to explore a bit Denmark and to get to know a bit the country. So for me, it was easy to find accommodation. But also, I want to recommend to the coming students that they also can register. There is a student housing platform where they can register earlier. So actually, by the time when they are accepted in August and they start their study, they already can have a ready accommodation waiting for them. And the conditions are pretty good, and you're in international environment also, and you're also could be close to your to business academy. So it's a great advantage, and it's not expensive as well. So I might say that it's not difficult to find accommodation from my experience and from my classmates' experience.
I applied really early also, so it was in April, actually March, before I came to Denmark, and I already got an offer in June. So yeah, I came here. I came in Denmark like 2 months earlier because I also wanted to explore and actually see how everything is going. And I was really interested in Danish culture since I started to learning Danish like a year before I came to Denmark. And yeah, I just wanted to explore and see how is it in the Denmark, and also visit some places. But yeah, I was living in a dorm for 3.5 years. It was a Ravensberg collegiate, and I can say that it's pretty nice for that amount of money, because firstly and most important, you can meet a lot of people there. And when you are coming to Denmark and when you are alone there, no one is paying attention on that because you are like, yeah, I'm gonna meet some friends. But then if you come a bit early, then it's a problem because you don't know anyone, and it's really good to like live and to start living in an environment where other students are as well, because they can also help you. They can give you some insights, some uh, tell you some facts about the school and the programs and how everything in Denmark is functioning. And also, if you're not speaking Danish from the beginning, then it's good to live in collegiate because people who are already speaking Danish or Danes, you can always ask them for help with documents and daily life and whatever you need for translation. So definitely I recommend to all of the students who are planning to go to Denmark to register and make a profile on student housing Aarhus. And also it's important to set your accommodation where you want to live, and by priority, and prioritize those addresses and collegiates. So you will actually get an offer on a place where you want to live. And also it's important that you accept the first offer since there is a housing guarantee. But yeah, I can definitely recommend to everyone to start to live in a dorm when they're coming to Denmark, because it's just a great place to start. You can always move somewhere else later on and find another accommodation, as I did, like in a city center, or if you're studying going to start like your master, you can move closer to the Aarhus University, or yeah, depends on your preferences. But yes, dorm is a great place to start when you come to Denmark.
Well, for me, the case was simply taking the bus. I actually only still leave 3 bus stops away from the academy. So it was only taking the bus from one stop to another, and that was it. Whenever I wanted to go to the city center or to a dorm to meet a friend or anything, I would take the bus as well. I'm not quite keen on biking. I guess this is why, but most of my classmates, yes, bike to and from the academy. So it's definitely an option. It could be either bus or bike or the scooters, the electric scooters that everybody can rent from the city center, or just own one to move around. But yeah, it's quite easy to move around. And what I have to say here is that compared to my country, transportation in Denmark is so precise. It's always on time, and whenever the buses are not on time, they always apologize. So yes, that's a big plus for that.
When you come to Denmark, like if you come from England or any other country, basically, the amount of cycle paths you have here in Denmark is just insane. It is just so safe to cycle here. Like I never cycled anywhere back home, but in Aarhus, I just cycle everywhere basically. Even in the rain, you can see me cycling, soaking, sopping wet. But it's just something you have to do in Aarhus because it is such a cycling town. And you can even like borrow bikes for a month or so and just try it out. And it's so worth it. It's so easy. And you can get a bus as well if you have to, but bikes are fun too.
Yes, because I couldn't get a job like immediately when I came to Denmark. Because everyone told me like, oh yes, you speak Danish, but well, we need a bit more because I wasn't fluent at that time. yet. I needed still a bit more practice. So yeah, the jobs I wanted to apply for and I applied for, I haven't speak enough Danish, and they were that was a requirement. However, after 2 months, I managed to get a job, and I can mention that in the beginning, most of the students are getting jobs as in restaurants, like dishwashing, cleaning companies. It's good because then you can plan and combine those hours you have at work with your lectures, because those are the student jobs. So no one will ask you to stay if you have an exam tomorrow and you exactly know that you need to work every day, for example, 2 hours in the afternoon after your lectures. So those are the mostly the starting points when people are coming to Denmark and looking for a job. But yes, later on I get my internship in this IT company I was working after, and I'm working. The thing is that you need to be proactive, and in that terms, I'm thinking, don't think that you're going to be rude. For example, I sent my application for internship for the position which was not existing in the company, so they didn't have even a position open in finance department. But I had a thought that, okay, I like this company and I want to go to do my internship there, and I'm not taking no for answer. I know it sounds like a bit creepy, but it's not, because I sent my application even though they didn't have position open, but they were actually start to look for someone to help in financial department. So I was the one who kinda sent it before they even posted it on their website. However, it was in February when I sent my application, and I was calling them every 3 weeks in order to ask, "Hey, I sent you my application. Can you please tell me when I can expect some answers, or if we can have an interview, or if you wanna know more about me?" And then finally in June, they invited me for interview. Uh, that just means that I wasn't rude, I wasn't annoying, I was just proactive. And they really liked it, later on. And they told me, like my CEO told me, that they appreciated it so much. So if you send your application for a job, doesn't matter which job it is. Is it a cleaning? Is it IT? Is it CEO one day? Doesn't matter. My point here is that uh, after a week, you can always call them. You can always send one more email asking, like, "Hi, I sent you my application already. When can I expect some answers? Can we have a chat? Do you have time for that?" And something similar. So the most important is just be nice, but you will never be annoying. You will just show how passionate you are and how interested you are in that position. So I think that's the most important thing I learned in Denmark, to be proactive. Doesn't matter if it's about a job, if it's about internship, but if you are proactive, no one will take it as a bad impression. So yes, that's it for me about job finding.
Yes, I can share why actually it's good. So we, as international students, have opportunity to receive also student grant, so-called SU, and you can read more about it in in internet. And for this, actually, student support, it's important to have a student job, which could be just 10, 11 hours per week, which is not much at all. And you can actually combine it with your studies. And yeah, this will give you a very good income, because on the top of your student support, you have also a salary. So the money that you receive at the end of the month will be totally enough to have to make a good living, and even to save for future travels, or for some purchase, or for whatever you want. So I can say that it's a good opportunity to find student job.
One thing that I know a lot of people have been asking, like not just tonight, but also on the Unibody messages, is about whether they'll get in and whether they'll know anything about it, like whether we can say if it'll be good enough, if it's going to be a lot of competition if they get selected. And I can just say from my own experience that it's always worth applying, because I know some people said, is it even worth applying? And yes, the answer is you should always apply. I've personally applied twice to the academy. The first time I didn't get in, and the second time I did, studying IT. Just do it, because ultimately, on some level, you'll still be going towards the right direction. And apply to more courses if you're uncertain about whether you'll get in or not. But definitely just do it. Even if you think you don't quite meet it, then you can get some feedback and try again later. So that's maybe just more like a life advice as opposed to a business academy.
Course, so usually we have classes from 8:30 to 2, and sometimes we have 1 week, full week with classes when we actually are taught about the theory, or we also do some practical things during the class. And then next week we actually have our time at home that we need to prepare for our project. So it's not like 2 months you're all every day at the academy. You're there in the beginning when you have the project, so you're taught about different methods, different programs, different theories, and then you have the time that you work with your team. And of course, in the meantime, you have feedback from the teachers. You can always reach out to them. So yeah.
And should I mention also for classes for financial management, is I think the same for everyone. Sometimes we have from 8:10 to 3:15. Sometimes we have from 8:10 to 11:30. It depends. But if you are starting after the sixth semester, actually the sixth semester, you will have Thursday and Friday completely free. So if you are working and you start work with your internship company later on, you will have these 2 days free for working in the company as a student. But also it depends. We didn't have classes every day. Also we had sometimes full week of theory and also different cases, and sometimes we had also time to prepare for project and work on the project. So it's not all the time that you are going to school and just listening to theory. You have you have actually mixed classes and projects and project working days, preparation days. So yes, it's really interesting, and it's not annoying like in some other countries, for example, Croatia.
Okay, so starting with the length of everyday classes for marketing management. Well, it definitely depends. We usually start at 8:20 and we finish at 3:20. Of course, it could be a day that only has classes from 8:30 to 11:30, and then the lunch break, and then you're done for the day. Or it could be the other way around, having classes during the afternoon. Of course, the degree itself has lots of hours for project teamwork, so just keep that in mind, because you will spend a lot of time with project mates. So yeah, that's a very big part of the degree as well.
Very, very briefly about the hours is I start at 8:30. Usually on average, I would say it's until 2 or 3. But it depends if you go to the laboratory. Sometimes it's 6 classes a day. Sometimes it can be 8. And that depends on what's the project. So the school plans it. But yeah, sometimes I finish school at 11. And that's awesome.
So the hours is pretty much the same as everyone else. We start off around 8 o'clock every day, and then we finish by 12ish, and then you can work in a group from 12 to 2ish. It's an entire table to work. And then sometimes if you're working on a project, you'll work a little bit more because you need to get things done. But otherwise, it's roughly that normally.
What I can say to people who want to come to Denmark at the academy, as I'm always saying, yes, apply, try, do your best, think, just think what is your passion and what you want to do, especially for financial management. If you're passionate about finance, investments, I know I'm getting a lot of messages about how is it for investments classes, also risk management, whatever you're interested in related to the economy and finance. Apply, show that in your motivational letter that you are passionate, and well, you will see what will happen. But as someone already said, it's a great life tip and life advice. So what else I can say? Be proactive and never stop searching for a better job, for a better opportunity. And also when it comes to learning Danish and finance, there will be more job opportunities for you and career opportunities if you know Danish. Of course, you can always work with just knowing English and speaking English, but go and try and learn Danish. It will definitely pay out. It did for me, so I believe that it will for everyone else. And thank you very much. Yes, for me, and definitely apply for the academy.
So I want to say that during the whole studies, we are working with so many different types of media that actually you have the chance to find out for yourself in which one you are more interested and go in this direction. And also, one of the big advantages of this study is that you are actually prepared for your for a job after you graduate, even during your studies, because you're learning a lot. So don't hesitate. Of course, make a research, ask questions, but also be sure that you can only win if you come and study here.
But what I wanted to say is we all know that we should not stay in our comfort zones. And I mentioned that just because I was extremely terrified to move to another country completely alone. But it's so worth it. I would do it over and over again if I would have the opportunity. And just if you want to, just push that anxiety in a little corner and just move. It's going to be awesome. And thank you for listening to us.
Otherwise, I don't really have much more to say to you guys. You know, apply, get it done, get to Denmark as soon as possible. You will not regret it. And if you do regret it, you can come find me and slap me. I would say, obviously, all the same things about communicate with us, which is find our uni buddies things, read our blogs. Our blogs are awesome, trust me. Follow us on Instagram. I'm going to be presumptuous and put my own personal Instagram as well. If you're interested in like what living in Aarhus is like, I'll give Petra's as well because I know she posts a bunch. But the school one, if you're interested in seeing what the school is like, there's some fantastic opportunities to go through and see people like talking about their time at school and talk about their things, and that's just a fun way to see what we're doing at school as well. But come to Aarhus, you'll not regret it.
And other than this, well, thank you for being here tonight and spending this Friday night with us. And yeah, just find us all through the Unibody platform, and of course keep up with our blog posts, because we usually answer to questions that we get individually through the platform. So that's all for me. Nice to see you all guys here.